Hi, welcome to Escape Lookout Games, formerly known as the Beaufort Escape Room. I want to thank you all for coming. My name is Jonathan Edwards, and I am the owner, builder, and designer of the game that you're about to play right now. I want to thank you from the bottom of my heart for coming, for your patronage. It means a lot to me, and I really hope you enjoy this game. We spent a lot of time and effort into creating something truly unique, and I hope you'll agree. We love our escape rooms. We opened in 2017. Escape rooms themselves has just been a phenomenon that have swept across the nation, and it's pretty much a staple in every town that you go to. So we want to offer a unique spin, just like Beaufort is a unique place. Now, first, of course, for any game to have fun, we need some safety. So, the emergency exit is the door that you entered in on. If you need to leave for any reason, please feel free and do just go right out that door. Also, the escape rooms or main doors are never locked, so you can come in and out as you please. If you need to take a phone call or there's an emergency or whatever, we understand. Just know that the time's going to keep on going for the other participants. And also, if you would, just please keep in mind just to not carry anything out by accident with you. Now, you're also going to be monitored by sight and sound by a game master. They can see what you're doing, we can hear what you do. So keep that in mind. If you need any help, we are here. And if you need a hint or clue, we're also here to help. And I'll tell you how to get that in just a little bit. Now, this is a game, and this is a game of brain and not brawn. So you don't need to use your strength, you don't need to use your height, or anything like that. You just need to use that brain power. We have some things that, are gentle, fragile, that you don't need force to open, and some things will open later. And I'll go over some stickers that will help guide you in that process. So we have three stickers today in our rooms. I'm going to go over the red one first. This sticker right here says, "Don't touch." This is a no-touch sticker, of course. This means that this object that you're looking at doesn't need to be picked up, moved, spun around, or anything like that. It can be looked at. It may contain a clue, but it could be very fragile, could be breakable, could be antique, and you just need to just pay attention with just your eyes. Then we have another sticker. This is the yellow one. This says "Don't force." So we have some things that are fragile but still need to be moved. It could be on something that's glass, something that's breakable. It is a good thing to have. We want to keep those things in the room, but we just want y'all to be aware that it's something that is fragile, and just take extra precautions when you see this sticker. This could also be on a hatch or something that looks like a door that maybe won't be able to be opened at that time, but it will later. So you don't want to force that open before the time is right. Also, we have several jars and game pieces. If you see a jar or a tube or anything in our room, it's going to have this sticker on it. But I also want you to know that you don't need to open any jar or any tube that you find in this room. And then, for just the sake of theatrics and also to save you time, we have this green sticker right here. This is something that we put on our letters. This says "Play letter," and it will be read out loud. If you find a letter and it has this green thing, you can say "Play letter," and it will be read in the author's language and tongue. So it might add to the experience, but it also frees you up to perhaps solve a puzzle that you can see on that letter without having to read it. But this is a game that is fully immersive, and we do have a great story that we want to tell in that process. So we don't want that to be skipped. Now, we also have several locks, and I have one here. This is the lock that a lot of people haven't seen. A lot of people don't have a lot of use with it. This is called a directional lock. Now, a directional lock is pretty fun, but something you need to keep in mind always is that you have to clear it out before you begin. So if you see a directional lock, one thing you want to do is just go ahead and bump the top 2 or 3 times. That will reset the lock. That'll get all the old combinations out of it, and you can put your fresh combination in it. To put that combination, it might be something like down, left, right, and up. If you get that combination, which is not the combination, so don't worry about that, you just pull straight down, and if it's right, if it's correct, it should be able to open. If it's not, then you want to clear that lock out again by doing 2 or 3 times, and then re-enter the information. Now, we have a lot of puzzles in the room, and with the theme like it is, it could be dark, it could be hard to see, but this is for a reason, and we're going to give you the tools inside of that room to help you see the things that you need to later on. So just keep that in mind. So with that being said, we ask that you don't use your cell phone. We don't pull out the light. We ask that you don't film or take pictures without our permission or at a certain spot, because you don't want any of the secrets to get out and other people to see that and ruin the fun. Now, for the clues, we do have a clue system. First thing right off the bat, we're on your side. We want all of you to make it, have a fun time, and get to the end. So with that being said, the clues are unlimited. You can use as many clues as you like, and we'll guide you through it. But for the competitive type, we say to make the leaderboard 3 or less clues. Now, what that will be is by the time you finish, what we'll do is every clue that you use will add 5 minutes to that total, and that will affect the leaderboard. We do have some prizes and some contests that we're going to be doing, but please don't let that ruin your experience. Don't be too proud or shy or something like that to ask for a clue, because we do want you to get to the end. Now, sometimes our game masters are going to give you a slight nudge. That means a clue that you didn't ask for, and it won't be a blatant clue. It could mean something gentle, and it's just to help get you on the right direction. Like, you don't need to be spending so much time over here. So that's free, so don't worry about that. We're going to give it to you, but it won't be a big spoiler. Also, with that being said, when it's time to ask for a clue, we want everybody to agree, because this is a competitive game to some. And so all of your party, if you can all agree, okay, yeah, we need a clue, all of you together, and then you can go and summon that clue, and we'll show you how to do that in a little bit. Now, in the room itself, we do have a screen that we can communicate with you. On that screen, you're going to see how much time that you have left. And also on that screen, when you hear a chime, if you look at the screen, you'll see some words. That will be your clue. That will be your nudge. So if you ever hear that chime, just go to the screen, look at it, and you'll have that clue waiting for you. Now, unfortunately, sometimes people like to get creative, and a little bit too creative or a little bit too nervous, and they start doing things that maybe they don't need to be doing. You don't need to move any furniture except maybe like a small trunk or something. You don't need to climb on top of anything, pull stuff that shouldn't be pulled. If you hear a louder signal, maybe like a siren, if you would, stop what you're doing. That might mean you're doing something you shouldn't be doing at that time, and then you can go to the screen, and we're going to communicate that with you. We want to preserve the game, also make sure you have a great time, and also the guests behind you are able to enjoy the room and the game as well. Now, we do have some tips I want to give you. First off, don't be afraid to open anything that looks like it can be opened. So if you see a drawer, open those drawers. If you see something, look under it. And also, when you find those things, especially if this is your first time getting into escape rooms, communication is going to be your biggest key. Sometimes you might find a piece of a puzzle that somebody else over here is working on. You want to communicate with your team and say, hey, I found this, hey, I found that. And then we have some surprises that kind of go against the general rule of escape rooms, but we wanted to be fun and unique. So I'll go over those real quick. First is electricity. This room actually does use electricity. Now, it's not anything that you shouldn't be used to. It'll be basic things such as outlet use, plugging and unplugging things, and maybe even screwing in a light bulb. You can use the outlets that are in the red boxes. Just be careful, as you would at home. We don't want you to get shocked. They are live, but you can use them. And something else we also have is we have sometimes a multiple key per lock system. Sometimes we have 2 keys for 1 lock, or we could use the same reference when doing a few locks. So it's not a 1 key per lock. You get the answer, you throw it down, you get the key, you use the key, throw it down. No, those things might be used later, but it'll be in a fun way. So with that, I want to thank you again for coming today. Hope you enjoyed it. We really enjoyed building it. And I now present to you H.P. Lovecraft's A Madness Out of Time. Enjoy.